Oh, we never checked the accordion on the mic. It's
Oh yeah,
be
let's
too
do
loud.
that. Let's do that.
Because I might need to move it back.
Oh, that's right.
Or just whenever I start playing, just kind of turn it down. Let's find that spot, maybe, right?
Yeah, try it again. Real quick. Sing for me real quick.
Well, I've been living check to check. Oh, wrong key. Well, who the golden for? You must be talking to someone else because you've been on to act a fool yourself.
Oh yeah, that's gonna work right there. Can I get you guys to just come in every day and when I talk, just kind of lay down some background?
I'm
like
down.
that the whole
I got
time?
you. You know,
That would
Shayne,
be
dude,
bad.
Whatever you need, I got you.
Jimmy,
Give me enough time and I'll be here.
just be like Jimmy Kimmel and just have like a band
Yeah,
in
in the
studio
background.
every show.
That
That would actually be pretty cool. I ain't gonna hate that.
You know what? We could probably think of some back to bring it in.
That would actually be pretty cool, yeah. All right. All right, ready?
Yeah, ready.
All right. One of the coolest bands from Fort Worth, Texas, joining us here on the Ranch Sitdown, the Squeezebox Bandits. Howdy, boys. How are y'all?
Hey.
Doing well, are we?
Yes, sir.
Just survived a big New Year's Eve party, I understand. That's
Yeah.
right.
We had a sold out show over at the Post.
Mm-hmm.
It was our 5th annual, and it was really nice to see the place full. It's a small place, very intimate.
I love that place
yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
That's what's cool.
Yeah, it's good. It was a good time, and kind of still riding high on it.
I bet you are. It's got to be really fun to be able to do those New Year's Eve gigs. You know, a lot of bands don't even get that opportunity. You
Yeah.
got to be pretty decent to get a New Year's Eve gig in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah, you do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just preference as far as where you're at and what you want to hear. But luckily, we kind of mix it all up, so we have a diverse crowd, and it's
Mhm.
always nice over at the Post for sure.
Little country, little Tejano. Like, where does this sound from the Squeezebox Bandits come from? How do you explain your sound to somebody?
Well, I mean, from the get-go, like me and Vincent, we used to play together. It's kind of a funny story. Like, we were just teenagers.
Mhm.
Vincent's dad and his best friend, which is a good mentor to me, Mr. Tony Robledo, they used to get together and do shows like Whacking Hut over there, like in Fort Worth. It's like prisons, right?
It was a
Vincent?
prison. It was off of 156 heading into Blue Mound.
Uh-huh.
It was half kind of like an in-between. Either you're going to the big home
Or you're on your way
You're on your way
back
to
out?
back out. And my grandfather got the gig.
Oh, your grandfather.
So we'd play during the summer. That's how I met Abel. I was probably 16
Mm-hmm.
and
I was about the same
about
age.
the same age.
So you guys were 16 playing in prisons?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's that. Remember that TV show Scared Straight where they'd send teenage kids into prison?
You
That
saw
works.
some things because sometimes they would walk you through the front all the way to the back, so you'd walk through where they were being held.
They tell you like eyes down,
And
don't
yeah,
look
they-
around.
no-
they
nobody.
were. Everyone
Yeah.
was cool. They always
That's-
treated us.
Well,
really
you were there
good.
to entertain too,
Exactly.
so yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
respect for
They were
that
looking forward to it.
because they don't
Yeah.
get a lot of entertainment.
They didn't, and I think some of the entertainment they got wasn't the entertainment they wanted.
They wanted, yeah, I can see that.
So, and we at least came and played music that was, blues, country,
Yeah.
Tejano.
We did some hymns too, like some old traditional.
This is the day. Yeah.
Oh, how cool is
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
Johnny Cash gig, is what that is.
Yeah,
right?
it was really fun.
I bet that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's a very captive audience.
Yeah.
No
It
pun
was.
intended. Like, did you guys at that point like let's try something and see what happens?
I'm not. It's been a long time since we've done it, but I remember when we did it. Like, I always wanted to hear the playbacks because
Yeah.
someone played. There were some tapes.
Yeah,
at
my
some
dad
point.
recorded them.
Yeah,
when
they
we
were, like,
got
back
them.
then.
Yeah.
I want to hear that at some point. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But
They were in it. They were into it.
yeah,
They
were all about
appreciated it.
I bet they really
Yeah.
did. That is cool. You guys ever thought about going back and doing something like that?
Well, Well, maybe, but at that time, I think those spots have already shut down. I think,
Yeah.
right, Vincent? We
There is the women. We did one. I don't know if you came with us, but there's the women's. It's a women's hospital, but it's a prison there near the Air Force Base or the Navy base now.
Yeah, yeah.
And we played there once too, and yeah, it was an experience. I was a teenage kid, man. You're like, everyone was hooting and hollering.
Wow,
Yeah.
like I'm a
It's
huge
funny.
star. This is it for me.
If they were only all like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
You'd think when they actually pay for the shows, they'd be more like that.
That was
Wow. So, not a lot of accordion in country music. Do you ever find that is a problem for people like, I hate to say this, like taking you seriously? Because once they hear you guys, they're like, that works, that's perfect. But like, you got to say, yeah, we do a country sound with an accordion. There has to be like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's a damn good question because you think about it. I mean, the accordion is very. It can be a different instrument if you accept, or not accept, but if it really flows with you. Because if it flows with you and you dig it, then it works.
Right.
But I mean, I think me and Vincent and the rest of the band we played over at Adair's one time, like a long time ago. It was one of our first gigs, and it was like a Saturday night gig or whatever. And like we're just sitting there just playing, and then with the accordion, and like people are like, "What's going on?" But they liked it.
Yeah.
But if we're given the opportunity, it works.
I think
9
in
times out of
Texas
10.
It works because
I could see that.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I mean, country and Tejano really go hand in
They
hand
do.
in
They
Texas
do.
a lot.
Yeah, like a lot of there's some of my favorite artists like Max Stalling.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a real. The progressions of his music's very Tejano in a way, but the way him and his wife they just lay it down. It's great. That's a good example. Not only that, like my buddy Matt Hilliard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's producing our next album. He's already done 2, but
Yeah.
like he's got that Buck Owens sound. He's got that California sound, and I don't know. I just incorporated it into all. It's just we just want a chance. Just give us a chance and lend us ear for a little bit. I mean, you won't be disappointed. Hopefully,
Right.
So as far as the accordion, it's just it's if you want to give it a shot, give it a shot. I think we're doing a pretty good little thing going, and we kind of got a big melting pot because we throw in the Louisiana stuff too. And,
Yeah, oh yeah, a little Zydeco
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you guys have always been different, and that's what I've always liked about you. And that's a difficult road sometimes, but I think in the long run that makes your band have a longer career when you do something difficult like that and really set yourselves apart. Because you could go out there and just do straight up country music and sound like every other band on the planet, but you guys are doing something so cool and so unique. It is your own sound, and that's the great thing about it. When somebody goes, so what do they sound like? Well, they sound like the Squeezebox Bandits. That's what they sound like.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing about you guys. It really is.
Shane, I appreciate that. And you're not lying about that. We have our own sound, and we're gonna kind of stick to our guns, and hopefully people come along with us.
Yeah, and they should. They should, and that's really all they need. All you need is a chance. You really just got to get in front of them, and it's like, okay, I get that. And I'll be honest, I was one of those guys at the very first when I heard about you guys. Oh, great. Okay, who knows what this is going to be? And I saw you guys live one time, and it was like, oh my God, what have I been doing? Like, I've been depriving myself of a really cool band, and I'll blame myself for that. But you guys are really cool in what you're doing, and I absolutely applaud you for it. It's just such a diverse sound. It feels like you guys are listening to every different kind of genre of music, I would think, throughout the day.
Oh damn! You know that shit. He did. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's like a big old melting pot, and it's, you really want to create your own sound, but you want to be true to the sound. That's the
Right?
thing.
Yeah.
You can't
yeah.
just you can't like halfway, half AAS.
Half-ass something? Yeah, it's okay. This is a podcast too.
Okay, you can't
We're okay.
half-ass it. You can't half-ass it if you really want to be relevant.
Absolutely true. Absolutely.
And
true.
you gotta make sure that you cover all your bases, because when I play something, I'm the kind of accordion player that I memorize. I have some memorization on some riffs or what have you, but I play with my heart every night.
Really?
Yeah, I don't play the same part twice. most times. Just
You're like
because
the
I
Jimi
play.
Hendrix of the accordion.
Well, I don't
It's
know
never
about
the
that.
same.
Yeah, I mean Vincent can write. I mean, as far as Vincent, I've been playing with him for a long time, but true. I mean, you see, I hardly ever do the same riffs, but if they're like our songs, they're the riffs that we got to do.
Yeah.
But when we're jamming, we're jamming.
That's pretty cool. You guys, what I love about your live shows especially, and even on one of this last albums where you did some cool covers, you guys take a chance on covers that a lot of country bands will steer clear of and are scared to death of. Not a lot of bands will cover George Strait. That is a tough guy to cover, quite honestly, because you hear a lot of really bad bands cover George Strait. You guys do it and do an accordion version of it, and like you see that crowd like, oh my God, this is it. That is like, that takes some balls to do that, quite honestly.
Well, you got to dig deep if you want to. You know, I like waking up in the middle of the week and whenever I want to wake up. You know,
Right.
you know, like I like that style.
Right.
You know, so I got to dig deep and give it my all, and that's what I do.
Have you guys ever had a job besides music?
Yeah. Well, man, I it's been about 6 years, 5-6 years, but I was an underwriter for auto loan company.
Really?
Yeah. So I've
Oh,
done.
so we hated you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna get you about 18% because you missed a few payments.
Well, this day and age, that's not bad, really.
Yeah, right.
Vincent?
I do bookkeeping.
Oh, you do
So, yeah,
bookkeeping. You're-
luckily, I work from home, so
Oh, that's nice.
I can, be a bookkeeper by day, and the days that we gig, get to play.
Rock star by night.
Yeah.
Rock star
Yeah.
by night.
That
So,
you get the best of both worlds there.
It's nice.
He's got a
Yeah.
good gig, and I'm not gonna lie. I've already inquired about maybe, hey man, need somebody part
They
time.
hiring?
Right?
Yeah,
You guys hiring?
Yeah.
Work from home. That's my kind of show.
Yeah, that becomes an awkward situation in relationship there for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell at you today, but tonight we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be great. How about a song, boys?
Sure.
What are we gonna hear?
Well, Vincent, let's do that. Never Again Again. My buddy Matt Hillier, like I mentioned a few times already, he wrote this one here, and he had in mind for me and him to do a buddy song. But like I said, Vincent recently came back to the band, blessed to have him back.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna do this song as a duet, a little song called "Never Again Again," written by Mr. Matt Hillier. Listen like this: 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, I should have known that you were gonna call me up tonight, 'cause it's been a minute since we hit the town to go get tight. Well, I surely doubt that we lived it down with both our wives. Have been lucky after last time that they're still in our lives. And I know we told them both never again. But if you pull up out front, I'll jump in.
Cause the last time that we spoke, you told me just leave you alone. Brother, I'm glad to hear your voice, glad you're still alive. And I can break free, but I didn't agree to be the one to drive. So I'll be ready to go, you just tell me when. Pull up out front and I jump in. Let's hit the town like we ain't done in a while. We'll make the rounds like they're going out in style. I'll make the toast, you pay the bill. We'll make the most of the time we have to kill. And when we get home and they ask us where we've been, we're gonna have to say never again, again. As I recall, you know all the doorman on the scene. Well, that makes more for drinks, if you know what I mean. Works for me if you agree to pick up the first round, and not to act a fool after it throws some liquor down. Well, who you calling for? You must be talking to someone else. Well, you've been known to act a fool yourself. Let's hit the town like we ain't done in a while. We'll make the rounds like we're going out in style. I'll buy the shots, you buy the beer. We'll try not to get caught and get kicked out of here. And when we get home and they ask us where we've been, we're gonna have to say never again, again.
Well done. Squeezebox Bandits hanging out with us on the Ranch Sitdown. You guys just won a Big Fort Worth Weekly Award as well. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, we won the best country act and then the best Tejano act, which is kind of cool.
Which is pretty cool to be able to do that. Yeah.
I felt like some big artists. I was the only one there because we had an early show that day, and Michael Newquist from Fort Worth Weekly was like, "Hey, can you make sure to be there?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I did a Sean Russell. He invited me to start off the first couple of songs, and we did a couple of our Squeezebox with the big band. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so it was a good night. Yeah.
I really don't ever take stock in winning those awards that we win, but I won that Fort Worth Weekly Award years ago, the Editor's Choice for Best Personality, and that one actually meant something to me.
Nice.
That was really cool because those guys are really locked into the Fort Worth scene and the music scene. It was like, all right, I feel like I'm doing something right. So you guys are definitely doing something right. That's really cool there.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Shayne, I remember seeing you over at the we got nominated for the Texas Country Music Association. Over at Billy Bob's.
Yeah.
When you're against Dale Watson, Great Divine.
What have they ever done, though, really?
Yeah, but it was cool. I remember seeing you there for a second. I didn't get a chance to talk to you as long as I wanted to, but we were in line to do something. But, yeah, it's always cool to get nominated for sure.
It is. It really is. You guys, you were talking about doing a new album with Matt Hillier. What's the story on that? Where are we there?
Well,
have we even gone into the studio?
Yeah, we're actually in the studio. We got this single that we're gonna put out probably in the next couple of weeks.
Is that the one you just sent me?
Yeah, it is. Right. But I don't know if it's ready for play just yet. I was kind of for you to check out at your leisure. But yeah, it's called City Lights. City Lights. It's a song that was written by my buddy. He now lives in East Texas, but Andrew Aguirre. And remember, I'm sure you can recall "Hello Heartache."
Yeah.
Well, he wrote that song, so he wrote this song. So he's got some good songwriting skills.
Yeah.
And so I've got a few individuals throwing some songs my way for the new album, and I've written some songs. I got a buddy, Luke Reed. He's actually written the song for George Strait, Gary Allan. He's we're co-writing songs together. So
wow.
We got some stuff coming. It's gonna be pretty cool.
That is really cool. So these are all originals on this album?
Well,
is what it looks like?
Originals, yes, but for me writing all of them, no. But there are some songs that I've actually already written, so it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a pretty fun album. It's our fourth album, so I figured the fourth album, the senior album,
Okay.
You know, it's got to be.
Oh,
it's gotta,
freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. I got it. Yeah.
It's got to be fun. You know, it's got to be a little extra. So we're working on it.
You just said extra. All right. I think you're lit. Is that right? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that. I'm still learning the terminology. Lit feels like one, and it's probably going to be fire and full of bangers.
Yeah.
Right?
Full
Is
of
that?
bangers.
See, I feel like I'm really in it now.
Well, you know, I was talking to Matt the other day. We're in the studio. He's like, I've never heard the word banger. I was like, well, that's funny because you write a lot of them.
Yeah. That's really good. So, if you were to have someone cover a Squeezebox Bandit song, like the ultimate artist that covers a Squeezebox Bandit song, who would that be for you?
Charlie
guys?
Crockett.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
That was really quick.
Yeah, Charlie Crockett. Or if I was to write a Spanish song that I've been trying to, because the next album I'm actually gonna put a cumbia on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to mix it up, but like Intocable, kind of like a big artist. You know, like if I could, those are my two choices, right? Just like with no thought at all.
So how do you get a song in front of them?
I don't know. Tag them on Instagram, maybe.
You had already figured that out. We'd
Yeah.
already done that.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
That's for who. Vincent, do you see as like an inspiration for you as a guitarist?
For as a guitar player, you know, I was born in 1980, so Stevie Ray Vaughan was the big.
Right.
That was the big
Yeah.
thing. I remember growing up. That's what got me, him and his brother Jimmy Vaughan,
Mm-hmm.
where that was like the catalyst to me learning about guitar. My father plays, so we, you know, that's what we listened to. And then it was other guys, Robert Cray, B.B. King,
Yeah.
Freddie King. And then country music was always kind of a secondary thing. My dad loves blues and jazz.
Okay, so you grew up listening to more
Yeah.
blues and jazz than.
And local guys like
Yeah.
Stephen Bruton,
Oh, yeah.
Sumter, you know, Buddy Whittington, you
Mhm.
know. So, but that was kind of like my first love. But I always liked country, you know. And in the 90s as a teenager, you know, there was guys like Brent Mason who was playing in Nashville he's on everyone's
Every album.
every
Yeah.
album
Yeah.
at that time, and I would have, you know, that was a big thing for me. I liked that, and then once I got into my 20s, I started kind of forming my own kind of outlook on music and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be a part of, and then we met later on, and here we are.
Hung out in prisons.
Yeah,
and,
hung
you
out
know,
in
you're-
Well, you know,
prisons
me and Vincent, we did kind of work and do some stuff at like 16, 17, 18-ish. You know, then I ran into him because I was working at the TCC bookstore.
Okay.
I used to work at the bookstore at Northwest Campus.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw him walk through. I was like, dang, what's up, Vincent? And like, I had saw, remember that? Kinda? Vaguely? Okay. Well, I remember it. But after that, like, I don't know, years had passed. And I think we ended up linking up on Facebook. Like,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like maybe late 2000s or so, you know. But I hadn't talked to him. And I don't know. I just said, hey, what's up, man? You want to? I saw he was posting videos of him jamming. I was like, dang. What,
Like,
what's-
I need this guy.
yeah, this guy's good. But so yeah, we linked up, you know, 2011, 12ish, and then we started working together, just kind of messing around. And before we knew it, we started forming a band back in like 2015, 16ish. And yeah, you know, we've got a good chemistry, and I'm glad that me and him are starting to jam again. Because like I think off the air, I said that he hadn't played with us in about 4 years, but we linked up again, and you know, we're ready to roll.
That's exciting, man. It's got to be exciting for you, too.
It is. I enjoy that. It was the right time in my life to come back and play, and so I'm happy to be back and playing. I've been probably around for maybe 2 months now. So we've done some like where we it's just he and I just playing acoustic thing, and then the
Yeah.
band stuff is cool. And,
Yeah.
we're in a better place, I think, now too. We got a really great guitar player, Jeff, who plays with
Oh, yeah.
us, and it's not. I'm having a blast. That's always what it is.
That's
for
what
me.
it's all about. It
is.
really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But when it becomes a blast for the band, then it's a blast for the crowd because we feel that. We feed
Yeah.
off that as a fan.
Yeah.
Like we can see that on that
Yeah,
stage.
You just
know,
don't
just
want to
trying to
see
get-
someone like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not just trying to get to the gig.
Yeah.
The gig is making us, like, you know, we did a gig the other day, New Year's Eve, like we were talking about at the post, and it's like, it was, man, we did 2 sets, and I was like, man, I want to play again, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a good feeling because it's like we were on it.
It's like we played the final night. Well, I don't know if it was the final night.
It was the final night
Of
at the Twilight Lounge.
Yeah.
But that was a party. It was.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was,
So
it was
many
just
people
like
there.
it reminded me of growing up, and you're playing in your living room. Your dad invites all his friends over, and
Yeah.
everyone's there's a cooler of beer in the middle of the room.
Just
and
having a blast.
everyone's just having a blast.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like. That. And there's certain venues that it has that feel, that it's not a job. Well, it's never a job, but
Well,
It-
sometimes it can be.
I can imagine sometimes you hit the road for 9 hours and it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Twilight, and this is a relevant concept to talk about. These clubs in Fort Worth, man, that are closing down, it's got to be frightening. It's frightening for me as a music fan. It's got to be frightening for you guys as well. Like, what do you any idea of why this is happening right now?
Well, I think the I don't know. This is just my opinion. I think like the whole COVID thing slowed folks down, and
and I can see that.
their mindset was like, well, I don't even feel like going to eat at the restaurant. I'm just gonna order it and come.
Yeah.
No one really wants to participate and go out and enjoy the music. And then whenever they do, a lot of time they're just they're there, they're just kind of taking pictures and video, and then they're
Yeah.
gone. They're
It
not
feels
really
like
they're
we're
not
all
connecting.
disconnected.
Yeah,
now,
very
doesn't it?
disconnected.
Yeah, it's
So
weird.
that's what I really think. It's just folks aren't connecting like they used to. It wasn't like all week. We're gonna go see so and so. Damn,
Yeah.
let's come on, getting your friends together to come. Now it's just it's not really like back in the day. I really hope that we can get to that again because, everyone's benefits from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It creates a lot of jobs too, not just for
It
you
does.
bands. I mean, the wait staff and the bartenders, and I mean, there's so much involved and so much just tax dollars for the city of Fort Worth. That
Yeah.
just comes from the live entertainment thing. Like, you guys really help carry this city and make it what it is, and so that's on our part as fans, is to show up to these shows and buy some merchandise and drink some beer and eat some food and create some revenue that way to keep this thing going. Because Fort Worth has such a cool scene. I brag about it all the time. And you get, my buddies in Austin, well, we're the live music capital of the world. I'm sorry, but it sucks. Fort Worth is where it's at right now, and
Yeah.
to see a couple of clubs close like that was disheartening for me.
it is.
Yeah.
It's disheartening. It's scary. I know Brian Farella, right, who owned Lola's,
Mm-hmm.
and so many other guys. They always say, man, just go out if you love music, and you support these venues.
Yep.
Get out and once a week, man. Try to make it somewhere.
Yeah.
If everyone did their, it sounds like a
Do their part.
what is it? Yeah, like a telethon. But
We need to have where you have to clock in once a week at a
Yeah,
venue.
and that's the thing. Whenever I walked up twice to do the whole Fort Worth Weekly speech, and I was kind of running out of the second time. I was
yeah.
like,
What do you say the second time?
And I was like, well, I meant to say this, and I did say it. I was like, man, get up off your ass and come check a band out, come hang out, do your thing, drink some beers, don't drink too much, but drink enough. And I was like, hey, let's dig deep and make sure that we're supporting Fort Worth music. That's what I said.
Absolutely. And you say it so many times, and I hear it from so many people boy, I wish I could have seen this person before they made it big, and I wish I remember when Tyler Childers came to Magnolia Motor Lounge and there was 11 people in the audience. I mean, that's just the way it always is. And you go out and see these bands, because then that's the coolest story. Then you win every story. Yeah, I saw him and the tickets were $800. I saw him and it cost me $5, and we hung out and drank beer afterwards.
We took pictures, but I had another phone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's never been said before. Well, you guys, do you have time for one more song? I hate to throw you on the spot. I know I said one, but it's so much fun listening to you guys play. Do you mind doing another one?
Yeah, there's this song that on our latest album. Again, we're in the studio working on the new album, but this is one that you may have heard here on the ranch. It's called Check to Check. Listen like this.
song.
Well, I've been living check to check. It's plain to see my life's a wreck. Well, I've been drinking 2 weeks straight. I tried to stop, but I got the shakes. Well, I ain't doing no wrong. 'Cause
Just living my life like a country song about a man who had it made. But check to check, it slipped away. I got me a good lady at home, but she don't like me when I'm stoned. Well, and she makes her feelings known when I stumble in at the break of dawn. Well, I ain't doing no wrong, just living my life like a country song about a man who had it made. But check to check, it slipped away. I got me a good lady at home, wishing I'd pick up the phone, wishing I'd make it home. Well, I'm drinking this beer and singing all night long. Well, I ain't doing no wrong, just living my life like a country song about a man who had it made. But check to check, it slipped away.
That is such a good song, man. I love that song.
Thanks, man.
Squeezebox Bandits hanging out with us on the Ranch Sitdown. So what's, final question, what's the next goal for the Squeezebox Bandits? Every band has, like, to set goals. You know, I'm going to play the Grand Ole Opry. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. What's the next one for you guys?
All the above.
All the above. Okay, well, that narrows it down. That's good. You have high aspirations, Abel.
Man, you know, if you're going to do it right.
Right?
I just want to be in business for 2024. You know?
Right. Yeah.
I
Boy,
wanna
no
have a gig,
kidding.
you know?
Yeah, I want to, you know, it was funny. I want to be able to say 2025, I didn't have to get a full-time job.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you come in radio, it's not a full-time job. It's kind of a joke of a job, but it works for me. Good. Thank you guys so much for chatting with us today, man. It's always a pleasure. Follow
Yeah,
you guys
Shayne, thanks for
online.
having
Where can
me,
they
Shayne.
where can
I
they follow
appreciate
you boys?
Follow us on anywhere you can find at Squeezebox Bandits. So
Okay.
we're very easy to find. We had a website. We're under construction building
Okay.
another one. So I would say www.squeezebox.com, but if you Google Squeezebox Bandits and you'll find us, our music and where we're playing next. So we'd love to see new faces and make new friends.
Absolutely, and best of luck on this new album as well. All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
boys. It's the
Thank you.
Squeezebox Bandits on the ranch. Good job, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it, Shane.
Really good.